Oh, I'm done. Oh. Blah, blah. Oh, okay. So that was My Hero, Season 3, Episode 11. 49. Not even 50 episodes. And we reached this point. I'll be honest, I don't know what to say about this episode. Like, it's all said in the episode. Just that whole fight with All Might, like, going all the way to the point where he has to go beyond his limit and literally just put everything at risk. His station as, like, the number one hero has literally just been taken away from him now because of everything that happened. Because All For One just had plotted everything out just so he couldn't have this one fight with him, and literally threw everything at him. Oh God, that's nasty. And what was stopping All Might from preserving his power was saving one person. And that one person, he was willing to save this person and blow his cover as this Skeletor looking dude that everyone got to see on the big screen, saying like, who the hell is that? And like, this wasn't just something that was just like, you know, people were just watching from the stands. Like, everyone had access to watching this, like, on their phone, their monitors. You see people like just uncertain and just doubtful, and you could feel such, especially since they've actually done so with like the scope of the entire Earth, seeing this and then making their comments about, you know, oh, if All Might falls, like, who's next? Like, what do we do? And that was when, you know, we hear that lady in the back just crying for help, and just All Might just stood his ground and everyone started cheering. Also, there was also kind of weird twist too, because, you know, Endeavor was there too, who was like really angry, and all the other pro heroes were there too, and they were all there to take the attacks to All For One, and also rescue all the civilians. And that's when we heard, was it Epsiode, and then Kamui Woods were there to support him morally, saying that like, no matter what happens, like you may be you right now, but you're still number one. And so there were so many things going on too, like the whole flashback of showing Nana, the predecessor, and how All For One was talking so much trash about her. And I like All Might getting mad about that, because I know that All Might is supposed to be that symbol of peace. And I remember watching like a comparison video between like the Japanese version of All Might versus like the English dub voice, and how for the English dub they kind of portray him more as like much more of a traditional type of like superhero who has almost no faults, who are just so happy. In the Japanese version, they obviously have their own interests and they have their own spunky attitude. And here, like, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see like all colors of All Might, where, you know, he may not be perfect as far as just like being overly positive, everything like that. Well, in this scenario, he's like pushed to the brink, and he's also being pushed emotionally. So of course he's gonna be really mad when you talk shit about like his master, and how it's someone that has so much faith in him despite like where he came from, and having this very simple wish of becoming the pillar, because that's what he believed in. And it was just, oh no, this was such a strong, powerful episode. All the emotions just came out. Like, I was drained watching that, because even though, spoiler alert, I knew what was going to happen at the end of the day, it was just how they presented this, how they portrayed everything that happened. And I thought it was really good. The fact that they start the episode without the opening, they did have the opening like later on, like just maybe a minute afterward, but it was about diving into like All Might's dream, his origins, and how that was ultimately going to be the thing that pushes him forward. And not to mention, like, even throughout this fight, I know I'm just jumping off tangents, but I'm just like, I'm literally just juiced up from this like entire episode. But, you know, Gran Torino offering advice on like how to deal with this villain, and how All Might, despite like how he is, is still thinking on his feet as far as like how to use the last bit of like his fire, changing like how he is like from his right arm to his left arm, to the point where like he even pushes himself just to do one last victory pose, just to bulk himself up, despite like how painful it must be. I mean, All For One knew just like that's it. This is the last he remembers, and he already knew that Midoriya was going to be the one who has the last bit of those flames, or at least has now inherited All For One, or One For All. How the fuck did he know? God, I'm such a mess right now. It's just there's so much, and I just love this episode, and I'm probably gonna watch the English dub after this. I'm just, it was just a really good episode because just how the energy was being carried over with everyone just cheering, and how our main characters were responding. Even Bakugo, who, you know, is not one to really like bring out a lot of emotions or cheer on anyone, like was there to cheer on All Might, and the crazy. I will say that in hindsight, our main dude just kind of go on this like covert rescue mission was actually a good idea for them to do, because if it were not for them, All Might would have been in a much more tricky situation that I don't think he would have been able to get out of it. So much happened. I don't remember all of it. I'll have to watch it again. But then he uses his United States of Smash. And what will Deku come up with to follow up with that? Because we had the Delaware Detroit Smash, and then we have United States of Smash. You know what? You just go watch the episode. Go watch this godly episode and just come back and just talk about it. It's great. It definitely leaves much more to what happens later on. Like, this is like the climactic end, right? But then there's so much happening like afterwards, and how the show just carries on after that. It's crazy. This is just like a stepping stone for what's to come next, because you see it like at the end of the episode. Like he points at the camera. All Might just points at the camera and says like, it was framed in such a way where you get two different takeaways. Oh, you watch out, you villains, too. Deku, like Izuku, this is your time. Like, I'm done. I can't do any more. It's just nuts, dude. And I'll just end here. So, it was just a really good episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to know more about our discussions on My Hero, because it's not ending anytime soon, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. There's also a notification button, subscribe button down the bottom. Let you know when we upload videos by minute. Support our Patreon. There's also a merch store down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode, discussion, whatever, whenever you want to tune into the channel. #bye everyone. And oh my god, I think I might have to watch this in English stuff like right now.